God. Okay. 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 Right. Oh my God. I know. I fixed it. I think I fixed it. I think I fixed it. Do you want to know something? Yeah, I'm getting all the notifications now. Do you want to know why this is okay? It's okay because... Oh, my phone's looping now. It's okay because even though I have been talking to this camera for over an hour and I could see the feed in YouTube Studio, my workflow is different, but it's fine because I record internally to my laptop anyway. So all of this wasn't a waste of time. It just means you have to come back for the edited video. So if you weren't watching earlier, subscribe because you'll see what you missed while I've been here sat like an idiot. So like my entire workflow has been different today for live streaming. I normally just go live directly from my OBS software, but instead, because I have a webhook on Discord that only seems to alert people when I finish the live stream, when I do it from the software, so I wanted to set it up as a scheduled thing in YouTube Studio, connect to the scheduled thing from the software, and then I started streaming from the software, but then I never clicked go live on YouTube. So the software has been running and sending data, and YouTube, I've been watching it receive the data, but it had nowhere to send that data because I didn't press go live in the live stream, which normally I don't have to press when I do it directly from OBS. So, thank you viewers for being here at a stream that I had scheduled for about 8:30, 8:45, and I did attend at that time. I've been here this whole time talking to myself, where I even said at the start of the stream, I can't see chat. So, like my chat's over there. So I'm purposefully opening chat on my phone now so you can comment to me. But I have gone through an entire, maybe, I don't know if you can, but like maybe someone who is here now, because I do have live people now, maybe you can experiment and see if you can click back on the stream, because normally until you close the stream, you can go backwards on it like a VOD. So I want to see if the whole time I've been here is actually still available. Let me see, because like I'm live now. You know, I think your audio is muted. No, it was me. Well, thank you, Spatch, very much. If I backdate it, I can only get to 2 minutes backwards. So I don't think people are able to go backwards to the whole time I've seen it. But I personally have recorded all of this on my laptop, so it's okay. It's fine. It just means you now have missed out a little bit, but I'll make the video later, so it's okay. For those just joining us, I have gone through all of my old equipment and all of my new Taekwondo equipment specific to Taekwondo. I also summarized my schedule for the year that I have upcoming, only when I got up to take a break, which I have not even taken yet because of that debacle. I was going to get a drink, and I checked chat to see if anyone had left any comments on chat. No, I only got like 2 minutes to go. Yeah, I know that now. But I've been here since like 8:45 monologuing, because, you know, I only need my own attention when I make videos. So I've gone through all that. Old gear, new gear for Taekwondo, schedule has been summarized. Subscribe so you can see the actual long form video with all the bits that you'll have missed because I've been recording them. I'm gonna go get my drink now, and I hope you can enjoy my idiocy while I do that, and I will go into the rest of the stuff I have to show and tell, because luckily I was working in a least to most exciting trajectory. So we have the best to come yet, but I need a drink because I've been talking for almost an hour and a half. And I'm still mic'd up even though I'm off camera, so I'm just gonna natter a bit longer. What do I want to drink? I'm just gonna get normal fluids because I want to be quick about this. But I'm kind of devastated at that, because I feel like everything I was doing wouldn't have changed whether they're a live audience or not. But in terms of the YouTube algorithm, it likes when you're live for longer, and I'll probably be going for midnight at this rate because I have been very excited to talk about this for a while, and the fact to have a backup for that, oh, my my life flash before my eyes. I have the backup, but I'm kind of gutted that that wasn't available for the live audience, and now my water jug is empty. Checking my microphone battery, I still have a solid green light, so I shouldn't be running out anytime soon. I am very glad that I waited until I was alone to start this stream, because I wouldn't have liked someone just randomly coming and interrupting me. But at the same time, if I had been interrupted sooner, maybe I would have noticed that sooner. But whatever. Oh, the filter's popped up now. Go, drown. Be a water filter by blocking the hole first. Okay. So, I don't know who's gonna come back to check out what they missed later, but you know, whatever. As the technological genius I am, we admit that we have to make mistakes in order to progress. We're optimizing our workflow at all times. I have 20 XP on my chat. What is that? Is this my other account? Oh yeah, is that like for engagement in the chat? That's pretty cool. So yeah, that's what's going on. Looking at my image on my phone, it's very bright. Maybe it's overly bright. I hadn't really intended for it to be overly bright. I can chill on the brightness of the lights in front of me, but I feel like it helps with actually like showing the equipment off. Is it too bright for people watching? I'm gonna check it on my laptop screen. On my laptop screen, it looks like pretty good. Like, it's pretty bright, but I am also an incredibly pale person. As a little experiment, I might make it a bit lower just to see what happens. So it's on full brightness right now for a bright white light. Now if I take it down to 50, that's 50 brightness. And then I'll wait until that comes through on the latency. We're having a little tech support interlude, it would seem, is what we're doing. I still can't believe I did that. I can't believe, like, I live stream from my bedroom a lot more than I live stream from my home gym. So I wish I could blame it on that, but it was literally just that I put a new workflow through the system today between YouTube and OBS to experiment with something, and it was kind of disastrous. But yeah, we'll see. So yeah, I feel like 50 brightness is probably better. Let me know in chat if you prefer the more full brightness version, but 50 brightness seems to be quite good for me. I've got a little drink here. Where's chat? I had it on another tab. There we go. Also, I realized that in my panic, I commented on my own chat from my different account on my phone. Can I change my account from right now? I'm gonna do that. The workflow is not workflowing today, and we just accept that because we having fun. To be fair, this channel has not had any activity on it in months because I had basically a false start with my consistency, which I'm not happy about, but we accept. Not really because of me, it was because I was consistently posting an interview every other week and a vlog, and then I ran out of people willing to do interviews, and it made me very sad because people kept saying they would and then not doing it. And at that point, don't lie to me and yourself, just do it. Is my live chat not even showing my own comment? That's top messages. I want to see all the messages. Does my own message not appear? My own message doesn't even appear in the chat. I'm going to post it. I'm going to post it again, just out of retribution at this point. I don't even know. Here it is. Oh no, apparently it is visible. I'm going to post it again because I can see that chat there. Post. There it is. If you want to support my training and help me pay back all of this equipment that I bought, which will have to now only be shown on the other video. In summary, this stuff over here, grotty gross, being thrown out because it's all torn up or really just needs a scrub because it's fallen to the bottom of the bag from lack of use. And then the new stuff over here, which has pros and cons, and I'm mainly just looking forward to when the gear I actually want becomes available. But now you'll have to watch the later video for that. So what else have we got? over here in the new stuff. So, since we're still on the equipment binge, we're going to move over to MMA. So, as I said before I realized the thingy was broken, I am doing a course called Ultra MMA in this year from February when I come back from competing in Belgium to April, the week of my birthday. Ultra MMA requires different equipment to my standard Taekwondo regulation equipment. They have different rules. This bag I had originally bought to be my new Taekwondo bag because I wanted it to be cuter than my old grotty squad bag, which is falling apart and isn't in my brand colours. And when I bought this, I read that it was between 80 and 100 litres because I knew I needed it to be big because I needed it to fill all my overflow of equipment that is outside my regulation as well as my standard set. But when it came, it was from AliExpress and I couldn't even make my computer work to be able to order it. I had to do it for my friend Levas, who is such a consistent person in my life at this point for equipment sourcing, that he ordered it for me on his account, and then it came and it was a lot smaller than it claimed to be. It's still gorgeous, but it's been delegated to the MMA bag because it's too small for even my regular set of equipment, let alone my regular set of equipment plus my backup gloves. So it's cool because it's purple. It's the best shade of purple. It's got this pocket here, which we don't even know what we're going to use these pockets for yet. But they are two separate pockets, maybe snacks can go in there. They got the buckles, which I think look really cool. And then you'll notice the other pocket is sideways. I'll probably, I was gonna put a belt in here, but I feel like a belt wouldn't actually fit. So we'll just work out what these pockets are as we get a necessity. As well as the little snaps, it also has a zipper because it's sideways here. But when it's not sideways, you can actually unzip this flap and pull out some things to turn it into a backpack. There's other buckles wedged under here, but I have no desire to take them out right now. But it's very multifunctional, and I really like that about it, especially because when I'm going to MMA, I'm not going to need as much equipment, so I can decide if I want to have it on my shoulder or if I want to have it on my back. It's also got a little luggage loop here, which is becoming very common on most bags now. We will learn later that this is actually not as wide as I need it to be, but it doesn't matter. There's also a little tiny pocket here, which could maybe fit a gum shield, could maybe fit phone, business cards, like little something small. If you were traveling with this, which I'm not going to be, or I don't intend to be, but if you were traveling with this, you could put your passport in there. And it has a shoulder strap, which says Yumai on it, which is the brand, and it clips on and off, which is a lot better than my shoulder strap that snapped on my old squad bag. It does come off, there we go. You can adjust it, but right now it's a pretty comfortable length for me, so I'm not going to adjust it. And then it has a larger side pocket, which has an elasticated thing here, which is normally where people put water bottles or snacks or something, something that's less vulnerable. And then it's got a slightly bigger pocket here, which is described as the shoe pocket, but like when the bag's full, it's not depthy enough to really be a shoe pocket unless I had my like barefoot shoes, which are barely any material at all. It's just a sole and a little stretchy fabric. So that's really cute. I like that. And then if I open up the handles, which come down here, we open up the bag to reveal my MMA equipment. Now, before we go into all this, I have a little bit of a culture issue with the likes of MMA, Muay Thai, boxing, the non-traditional martial arts. I just prefer a more traditional environment in the dojang, a bit more formality, yes sir, no ma'am, bowing, walking in and out and stuff. And I'm not saying these arts don't do that. It's just there's a lot less of significance placed upon it. So like I'm a big nerd for the tenets of Taekwondo, which is courtesy, integrity, perseverance, self-control, and indomitable spirit. And obviously it's not everyone, obviously. But there are a lot of people in these environments that don't really bow by that culture, and sometimes it's just lads, lads, lads. Sometimes it's just like, oh, I'm just gonna whack 'em, mate. And like the whole I'd be here or in prison mentality, and it's like, why do you not just enjoy it to enjoy it, and like you like the sport and you enjoy combat and the adrenaline, and like that's cool, but like I don't really vibe with that sort of thing as much. But it does bring with it an environment which I imagine might like aid my more flamboyant side. Like I don't know how to describe it. So like in Taekwondo, I want to stand out. I like being at a competition, especially. I like being the antagonist energy because I'm here to cause everyone else problems and walk away with all the medals. But like with a thing like Ultra MMA, which is designed to be a performance more so than a competition, it's like one-on-one fights, there's like a headliner, it's a black tie event, you turn up, you donate to charity, it's a bit bougie, they've got VIP tables instead of just an endless churn of parents and competitors and instructors moving around a very busy leisure centre. It's a whole different vibe, but I feel like the sort of people who sign up for that, because I didn't necessarily sign up for it of my own volition, it was from my friend Salem, I feel like the sort of people who sign up for that enjoy a bit of gravitas, and they will appreciate my unrelenting desire to have everything be on brand. Just quick mic check. Yeah, we still got battery. So this bag is purple to match my branded purple, and so is every piece of equipment I bought. So we're gonna start with my babies, which I'm very excited about, which are my instep guards, and I love them. And I spent a reasonable amount of money on them, and they are thicker than I had ever imagined they would be, which I will bring them closer to camera in a minute. They have a little tiger design on them, which I can't remember the exact word for it, but it was something to do with like the Hindu Buddhist culture, or maybe. I looked into it previously. There's like actual lore, and it's almost like protective sigils, but maybe in Sanskrit or like some sort of Hindi language. I can't remember. But there's like a historical, cultural reason behind it, so my nerd gets to shine out anyway, while it looks really awesome. Got these from Playwell through Levis's industry account. Honestly, they're so thick, I forget because I put them away. I'm gonna show you. So like, these are really good quality. This might be the best quality equipment I've ever bought, from how, like you knock on it. So you can see the pattern there, but you can see it's got like the raised sections where it's thicker, but then also inside it's also really thick. I don't know how well you can tell with the blackness of it, but like it's got like triple depth. Like if I put it on, like I might put it on. I'll put it on for you. Which side is this? This is the right side. Okay, so if I put it on, then if I take my boot off, and it's kind of awkward. I don't really like these sort of guards for the feel of them, but you know, I'll practice in them. I'll get used to them. There's like 3 sessions a week for 2 months that I can get used to them. So you sort of slide into it. Ooh. And then I have to get past that one. And the feet parts are elasticated, so I don't need to worry about toe loops for that. Then we tighten it around the shin. And like, just look at how much, like how separated it is from my leg. That's not a sizing issue, that's padding. There's so much padding, like it's separate from my body. And then you do that, and I say this was the right side, it really feels like the left side. And it also feels like the strap is sort of grating on my Achilles when I pull it back, so maybe I'm gonna need to learn how to loosen this a little, so it has more flex. There we go, that's better, that's better. I do wonder, because these are attached, how does it respond to a side kick? So like the foot sword can still, I want to just hold it. I'm not warmed up at all. I've been dead on my legs. The foot sword can still angle without like bending that in a weird way, I guess. Do you know the unfortunate thing is I'm going to wear this for all the training, and I don't think they're going to let me wear it for the actual fight, because they want everyone to have the blue corner, the red corner, all that sort of stuff. But I am the purple corner, and hopefully I'll be able to convince them of that before the time is out. Maybe I need to have this a little higher up, I'm not sure. I'll get used to it. I will get used to wearing the sizing. I will also sit down with my instructor and get used to this. Because like, I'm not a beginner, but I am a beginner with elements of it, because MMA is not the same as Taekwondo. So that's the shin guard I've got, the instep guard. and I'm obsessed with it. And I can't wait to break these in and walk in, and like, because of how like, I call it like the girly pop aesthetic. I fully expect sexism to happen because not a lot of women turn up at Ultra MMA historically. I can see from the rosters, and I imagine most of those that turn up don't stay. Who knows? Probably sexism a little bit, but I doubt it's by design. I just think their marketing doesn't get most women to sign up. It's very dude-centric, the sort of people that this appeals to. And like most of the women who have signed up, I think do have history of martial arts before. So like whatever, I'm not their strategist team. But I intend to walk in and look with all this matching stuff, and they're going to be like, who is this girl? And then I'm going to be like, actually, very experienced multi-champion international fighter as of 2 months ago. Well, not even as of 2 months ago. When the first session happens, it'll be like as of 2 weeks ago. I'm an international fighter. So got these from Levass for Play Well, and it took months for these to get in stock as well. No one stocks purple. And then now we've got my MMA gloves. Now there's a few styles of MMA gloves. I got these off eBay. Not from mizman.com, from a third-party seller who appears to have like their own shop somewhere in the Midlands for selling equipment. So getting used to this type of equipment is always going to be weird. But basically MMA gloves kind of come in a few versions. The ones that do have the foam bars here instead, which I didn't want, I find it obstructive. And some of them have thumb supports, and I feel like my De Quervain's hand would have appreciated the thumb supports, but they didn't have my colours with a thumb support, so we deal. Plus, like, I feel like this style would be more effective for the grappling and like any grabs I have to do. Obviously, I've not trained in that yet, so I don't know how much I'm talking shite. But I love it, and with it matching, and like, even though this bit's gold and this bit's purple on the design, it's got very similar flow to it, so it feels like a cohesive set, which I'm really happy about. Okay, so that's my MMA gloves. And then they required we have hand wraps, and I want to design my own hand wraps, and I have a design in mind that like would be more my aesthetic. I even found a manufacturer who would be able to do it for a reasonably low minimum order quantities. It was like 10, so I was like, am I going to make that investment? We'll work it out after we've paid for Belgium. We'll work it out after we've discussed with potential sponsors, because I'm allowed 4 sponsor slots, and I'm very much welcoming sponsor applications. Or if you would like to, click the link in chat for upgrade chat. You actually have the option of like becoming a Discord member. So you would be a supporter, would be the role. You can do a few things that the general people cannot. You would gain access to a few things the general people cannot. And you can submit, it's basically like Patreon. You can spend any amount you want, and you can recur, or you can do a one-off or whatever. But because I haven't done that yet, and it was getting a bit close, I was like, oh, I should really start buying some wrist wraps now. And I was going to buy like some purple camo ones, which are not exactly in the fitting of the aesthetic. They're the right colour, but it's not like the same energy as it. Doesn't aid to the mise-en-scène at all. God, I'm freezing. But my club mate, Stephen, who is a lovely white belt gentleman, he just gave me some wrist wraps, some hand wraps, I mean. He just gave me these black hand wraps, which are, what's the brand? Evo Fitness, and it says evofitnessshop.co.uk. And it's inoffensive, it's plain, it's boring, I don't love it, but they're most likely just going to wear them under the gloves because of that. I hate the idea of wearing hand wraps. I also hate people who make me wear gloves to do bag work because I'm like barefoot whenever I train on bag on myself. It's all insurance reasons. There's so much, like, it's all just for insurance. Probably going to make us wear like all the sparring gear just to jog around for warm-ups, I would imagine. Because, you know, there's beginners and it's getting them in the mindset. And they're like, it's a short course. It's like 2 months. You got to get people who don't wear fighting gear used to wearing it, so they're just going to make us wear it all the time because of that and insurance. So whatever. It's not going to mess up the look because it's black on purple, so it's like fine. Also got a new gum shield, which I said this while I wasn't actively streaming and I didn't realise, but it'll be in the recording. But I ordered this from Levass, and I wanted to buy it, and he managed to get it for me basically at cost, so it was slightly cheaper than it would normally be. I wanted a new gum shield because I wanted it to match all the purple stuff, which, yes, great. But I also liked that I didn't realize until now that you can get gum shields that come with dental warranty. So if you like smash your teeth in while you're wearing one of their gum shields, they've basically failed in their job. So they're like, oh, we'll cover that. Don't worry. And this one is a gold level. So that means they will cover up to £15,000 of dental warranty. I think they're like the official gum shield of some kind of rugby league as well. So like, great. And it comes with a little gold opera logo on it, which matches the glove, which is nice. I just wish I'd gotten 2. So now I need to get someone from Manchester to order ones because he like bought a set of 5 or something on the assumption that he'd make profit later because he got it for me. So I just wish I bought 2 now because I want one for each set of my kit. But like I'll try and get someone from Ultra MMA to order it and then I can like get my extra thrown in and have them shipped to me. There's something I haven't got yet, which I'm debating. It's definitely not a necessity, but it'll probably stop me going insane and maybe help me make a few friends while I'm there. Although I would like to think I could do that with my skills anyway. But there's a thing called a hand wrap roller. And I found one on Amazon for like £8 and you like basically you put in the thumb loop and then you just crank it and it folds out faster. So that'd probably be good. So yeah, that is all of my MMA gear that I have so far. And I'm gonna I'm gonna close the strap first. And then I will move over to the next object after I've checked chat briefly. God, now I'm crushing the boot. Wait, okay, a little sippy sip of my drink. I have to actually repack all this stuff so I can go to training tomorrow as well. And I have to edit my video tomorrow. Oh my god. Today has been less efficient than I intended, but you know, whatever. What's chat saying? Da 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 da. Live, play. Live, please. Confirm that we are still live. Yes, we are still live. Okay, that's great. Chat's not saying anything since I last checked, but okay, sure. So let me know your opinions on the equipment as I go through. Yeah, so we are saving the best for last, so we're not quite there yet. We're going to move on to this little bag here, which is something that contains something I bought a few months ago. Now, I talked a lot before I actually started the live stream about going abroad, and this is my first time going abroad. I have a rucksack that I take around with me, so I have my sparring bag, which is all my equipment in it, and all my Taekwondo and martial arts specific stuff. But when you go to compete, abroad or not, you generally tend to stay overnight at a few places if you're going far out of your way. A lot of people aren't committed enough to competing to do that, but I am. So I have a rucksack, and I wanted to replace it because it's falling apart, and it's not very cute. So we got this to match my on-brand colours. This is a 45-litre rucksack from, was it Elitex Training? It says it on here. Elite Trainex. It's here as well. Elite Trainex, I think. So it's a standard tactical backpack, really. Like, they probably could have just drop shipped this and put their logo on it. But even if they did, I don't care. It's got really pretty zips that are color matched and have their logo on, so they must have done something with it. It comes with a pocket that has a little Velcro patch. This is just the, was it of hook and loop? I think it's the loop. It's like the backing amount, so you can just take a Velcro patch and go bam, like that. This came with it. It's an American flag, or like something resembling an American flag. I feel like it's got far more stars than the actual American flag has, but I'm not so sure because I'm not American. The company is also based in Spain, so whatever. But it just came free with it, and if I knew I would get a free flag patch, I would have asked for South Korea, because Taekwondo, but they didn't ask, and whatever. It just came for free. I'll probably remove it when I get a better patch. Came with this little lock for the secured section, so I'm assuming this is where they think you're going to put your phone, your purse, your ID, your like important valuables. I have mixed opinions about locking luggage because to me it kind of just screams, I have something worth stealing in here. But like your alternative is to let them swipe it anyway. At least then you'll like notice them rummaging. Oh, also, did I open? I'm gonna have to open this because it came with something as well. Don't read out the combination on live stream. Okay, so it came with a little weight plate keychain, which I think is really cute. And I'm debating if I'm gonna put it on one of these zippers because I feel like it does help. I can never work out if I prefer symmetry or like nice little accenting pieces to add more personality. Because if you put little accenting pieces to be symmetry, it can be kind of weird. We'll see. But for now, it lives in here, and I thought it was really cute. And lock it back up again. So we put the little lock here. I may replace this lock with another lock I bought for traveling, which I'll get to later. But it's very small and it's lightweight as opposed to the other one, which is a bit more bulky, so maybe it's good for lightweight traveling. It comes with another pocket here with a little loopy panel thing, so we can actually add accessories that clip on over time if I want to. Not sure if I will, but you can. And this is like a bigger pocket, which I'm probably going to put my travel vlogging kit in here because I feel like it would fit and it makes it easy access. Also has loops on the bottom where I can put my tripod, which is great. Not sure how planes would handle that because it's like outside of the dimensions, but my travel tripod is actually narrow enough that I believe it could fit inside a compartment if I don't have it looped on the outside. Just depends how much other stuff I've filled in the bag. It has like a little pocket where you put like pens and little tiny objects and for maybe my glasses, and that's really good on the inside. It's pretty depthy. It goes like basically the pockets on the front basically go the whole length of the bag with very minor margin for exceptions. And then we start getting into the inner compartments. All the compartments have these reinforcer buckles, but just to be able to access the zips, I'm gonna take them out now. And then when you have it full, then you can make them taut against the thing. So you're not having any pull and momentum around the bag. It's just one solid brick, basically. Where's the zips? Zips are all at the top. Again, matching zips, very cute. Bring it all the way down. And this one, again, very deep pocket. So it's a 45-litre overall. It's got a little mesh pocket here, which you could probably put like your portable chargers. You could put a snack in. I have like hand gel. I have a little minor pharmacy that I tend to keep in my rucksack at all times when I go to competitions because, you know, first aid people aren't dying to give you drugs. They will send you to hospital, tell you to go get some painkillers, generally speaking. The material feels it feels kind of waxy, almost waterproof on this side. Not so much on this side, but like it's good for rain protection, I guess. Again, goes down almost the entire length of the bag, and it's very square, so you get most optimal access there. That's sort of the pocket where I would probably put books and stuff, or maybe clothes. When I'm traveling, so I'm gonna have to check luggage for my sparring bag, which we'll get to, but I'm very nervous about my checked luggage getting lost. I have a tracker tag, I have a Galaxy tag too. I'll show you that later. But just in case, I can borrow someone's sparring gear. It won't be good. It won't be great at all. I'll have to go find someone in a foreign country and be like, hey, I'm here on my own. Can I just use your equipment? I'll go to the organizer, obviously, and I'll ask around. But like, I can replace that on the fly. So as long as I can fit my gum shield and my dobok in here and my belt for traveling, then I can carry that onto the plane. And then that's like my bare minimum, like this is emergency problem thing. So that's plenty of room for that already. Then if we go to the main compartment, this is like the exciting bit. So the main compartment of this rucksack, which is already enormous and is a 45-litre capacity, which is more than many bags, including that duffel bag, I'm pretty sure. It opens like an envelope. Do they call it an envelope or a binder or a fold? It's like a full 180-degree flap. So it's got mesh pockets that are giant, one without a zip here, one with a zip here. So you can put whatever you need in these sort of things. Then you've got a laptop section, which is padded neoprene. And this is the first laptop section that I can actually fit my laptop in it because I have a 16-inch computer and my last rucksack has like a sideways zip access, which is really cool and convenient, which doesn't require you to open the main compartment to get to your laptop, but mine doesn't fit in it. So I pretty much just fold my shopping bags and put it in there to live there as like extra storage. And sometimes I put my iPad in there if I don't want to have to get out all the big stuff on the train to get some entertainment that's more than just my phone. So this is all here. It's reinforced backing. It's really nice. Comes with a little flap to secure it. And this flap here is the shoe storage, which if we close this all up, I will show you now. People use these backpacks to go camping, like they promote it as people go camping. Like people go on weekend trips, but also week-long trips. People go on holidays with just these things. Like this is the carry-on luggage. If you're just doing carry-on, this is like the carry-on bag. You could do like a week trip up to this if you were really economical in your packing. So the shoe compartment is under here, which you can see it through the loopy loops. I'm not even going to bother unclipping it because I don't feel like I need to for this particular incident. Instance. Where's the zip go though? Zip. Yeah, the zip is that way. Is it snagging because I was paranoid and didn't open the loops? There we go. If anything, the fact that it's hard to unzip it makes me feel good about the quality of the loops. Okay, yeah, so you open this up and then your shoes can pop in there. And they do technically sit in the main compartment, but it's nice to separate them because shoes are like dirty, you know? So my duffel bag there has a shoe compartment. My rucksack here has a shoe compartment. We're starting to get to the point where I almost don't have enough shoes to justify traveling with to use the shoe compartment. But generally when I'm traveling, I wear my bulkiest shoes and then I like put the lesser shoes in the packing to make the most space for my suitcase. But we'll see. Extra features that this rucksack has. So we've gone over the Velcro patch thing, which is cool. Got the little luggage loops. On the side, it's got 2 drinks holders. In the image, these looked more elasticated, I'm not gonna lie. They do have little, like, string tie expanders, but it doesn't expand anyway. So it's kind of weird. I guess if you had a smaller one, then you could tighten it around it, and that's cool. I have a massive water bottle of like a 2.5 litre water bottle, so that's not really an option. But I do have a more narrow one, and then I could probably like buy a drinks bottle of something like juice or Coke or whatever, and then put that on the other side. And that's available as an option. When I'm going shopping, it might be useful. Not sure if I'm going to use this for shopping because I'm terrified of something exploding in it, as has happened with my older bag. So maybe I'll stick with the older bag as a shopping bag. And this can be like the nice travel competition bag. Also on the back, we have little ID card slot, which looks like plastic, but is actually a very, very thick rubber. And it's like really secure and stretchy. So like that's waterproof as hell. And I don't see it tearing away at any point. These are clippies. I know they have an intended purpose, but I don't know what they are right now. Habitually, I tend to clip my keys to my rucksack loop. I think my other one was like a sunglasses loop. That was how it was marketed as. This might be the sunglasses loop as well. But like I just clip things on here when I need quick access and don't want to take the bag off to get to them, but they have an intended purpose. I just don't know what it is. Normal straps and then across the chest strap. And this is another luggage loop, which actually has a luggage icon on it for people who don't realize. And it's got nice back support here as well. So this rucksack was technically a gift from my mum. I think I paid shipping for it, but it was going to go out of stock in this color when I ordered it, and I was like, I can't possibly miss this one. I ordered it via my phone while I was away at a competition in the rain, waiting to be picked up by my friend to go further down south in the Midlands. So I was just in Birmingham in the rain, like, while my existing rucksack, where I was like, can I justify it? Can I justify it right now? And then I noticed a hole in it, and I was like, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna buy it. Microphone, I just hit you. Yeah, so that's the rucksack. And then within the rucksack container, I put a few other bits. So I'm in like a new. We're in new mode. We're resetting. We're getting our new character skin for this new era. I need a new purse because the purse I currently have was a gift from my ex-boyfriend's mum, and it was very nice of her to think of that because I also needed a new purse at the time she gave it to me. But it did break like a week after I got it, so it didn't reek of good quality. The clasp like would not close, and then it tore away. So like, and also like it got completely drenched, and now it's like sodden through, and I just don't understand. So I bought this from a place called Band, which we have one of those in Manchester. Not Band. The brand is Band, and I got it from a place called Damage Society, which we have one in Manchester Arndale. It's the one alternative shop in the Arndale, but I got this one at the Newcastle branch, where my mum didn't know I already knew about the shop. it's basically like a clone, and weirdly they always seem to get corner units. For more display window, I guess, because, you know, emo shop in a very basic shopping center. But yeah, I went there with my mum and I bought this for £20, and it's very cute. It's got like a little witchy cat there, and it's got some astrology runes, and it's not purple like everything else, but it's still my brand colors because I do purple, black, and white. I've got the price tag here, but attached to it you've got like a bejeweled skull with red eyes and a little ball, and it's nice and simple. Got a coin section, which I make sure all my purses have coin sections because I actually still carry loose change around quite a lot. And then it's got card slots galore, little ID slots, loyalty card slots, cash bits, and I'm just very happy with that. And that's kind of simple. And if I want it to, it can fit in the lockable section, although I have not decided how I will configure this bag yet. And as well, in this little container, we have a lanyard, which was a present from my friend Snowberry, which it's a little bit of an in-joke. It says Bunny Brat on it, and it's got a very cute little, I might bring it closer. There we go. You can see the design there. And I think it's very cute. They got it for me, and it's just a normal lanyard. But my keys are like a massive wad of keys. I might show you actually. Let me get it. So my keys are like offensively cluttered, and I only need like one set of these things. I do have this keychain which my mum got me, which I love and I'm going to keep no matter what, which is Real Girls Kick and Yell Taekwondo. And she got me that when I was like 12 or 13 or something, before I had my little hiatus from Taekwondo. But everything else is like keys from old offices from other employers, keys from ex-boyfriends' houses that my ex-boyfriends don't even live at anymore in some instances. The only things I actually need are my flat keys, which like is like one iteration. So I'm probably going to declutter my keys. This is like a hard reset time. Like I have at least 8 years history worth of keys on here, and I only need one set. So I'm going to put it on this lanyard, and the lanyard key leash is going to go somewhere in this bag, and that's what's going to happen. Okay. Whew. We've been monologuing a while. Like, I don't know how long I've been actually visibly live, but like I've been live for like a couple of, like few hours at this point. Still gutted about that technological failure of the first hour, but it is pre-recorded. It's recorded to my device, so anyone who joined later and isn't able to backtrack, it will be visible just as like a later released video. We'll call it like an extra preview. Final item in this bag is something very special to me, which is the most personalized thing I have, which is I have 2 QR code embroidered patches. Now, I got these for the last thing I'm going to show you, so I'm not revealing it yet. But I only ordered 2. I ordered 1 of each QR code. So on my other channel, Digital, of which you can scan here to view it, I made a video about how to make permanent QR codes that don't expire for free. And then I did that because I intended to make my own QR codes that I can stick on some stuff. And I have 2 versions. I have one for each of my YouTube channels. And I got the hook and loop version. And because I got unexpected duplicates, I don't know the reason why, maybe they were a test batch and they went, well, no one else is going to use them. But I wondered if I could put the spare Digital one on the Velcro bit of this rucksack. And because like I said, it came with this American, maybe not American patch. And I didn't really like that. So I was like, can it fit here? And we're really pushing it. Like, the whole pocket is the size, which this is 5 inches. So the whole pocket is 5 inches deep. And the Velcro comes to probably about 4 inches deep, maybe even 4.5 inches deep. So like I can put it on there, and like if I move it around, it doesn't really do anything. But like it can very easily, like it can really easily come off. So I want to put it on there, but like I don't think I'm going to be able to, just for my peace of mind. Now, I know that some places like Wolfpack sell an extender that you can loop through here and you can create a bigger panel to put patches on, but I don't know if I want to. unless I could get it so it was perfectly central and I could still see a lot of the visible purple from behind, then that might be cool. But we'll see how we feel about that. I'm very definitely not ironing on the backing of these patches. Whatever I do, it's going to be a clip-on removable solution. So we'll work that out. And yeah, I have the other one for this channel. But this one, because this is a duplicate as well, I'm going to put this on the back of my Dobok, because for ages, loads of people who know me from like actual real life know that I've been talking about getting a customized Dobok designed, and I wanted to put a QR code on the back because everyone puts their business logo on the back, their club logo, their organization logo. Everyone puts it on the back of their thing, and it's like, yeah, that's cool, people can see it, but like, what benefit is that to you, really? The only people who see you at these events where you wear your Dobok are people who currently train. So like, yeah, you're increasing your marketing to like potential poachers. So like people who are already at a club, or like people who are maybe visiting to spectate their friend. But if they're spectating their friend, they're probably going to go to their friend's club, and then the friend can tell them who that is. So like, who are you promoting to? Just other existing martial artists who already train elsewhere. So unless you're looking to take other people's students away, there's not a massive benefit. Like, there's a slight benefit of maybe someone will see your logo in a video and they'll go, oh, they're a really good fighter, where shall I go to train? That person's suit says that. But that's like second, third hand down the funnel sort of stuff. So what can I actually do is guaranteed to be beneficial to me to put on my very plain black Dobok that is just like mine? I just bought it. Put a QR code on the back to my YouTube channel, so people who see me fighting can maybe go see their fight footage when I eventually upload it, or they can like see martial arts content. And it invites a question, and like, as a marketer, someone might be like, oh, how did you think of that? And I'll be like, well, I'm a digital marketer, and then maybe I have a client. So yeah, so I have a spare one, so I'm going to put it on the back of my Dobok, and I'm going to sew it on because I don't trust Velcro for this sort of thing. Especially because you tend to roll around on the mats and the floor a lot at martial arts classes. So I hope you guys think that's really cool, because I think it's really cool. And no one's really telling me their thoughts in chat, so you let me know what you think of this, and are you jealous? And these patches are a hybrid style, because QR codes, like if they're embroidered, there's a risk that like a little bit will come off and then the QR code is no longer valid and working. So the logo is embroidered. We've got an embroidered trim to make it look nicer, and then it's like printed onto the fabric for the actual QR code. So I'm really proud of that. So let me rearrange the bits to put this out of the way before we go to the final item. It is the big daddy item. Now, in the long edit of this video, where I post it as like a normal video, not as a live stream, I'm going to be keeping a running tally of how much everything has cost me so far. But this next item is the expensive one. Let me just check my mic. Yeah, okay, we're good, we're good. This thing coming up costs a lot of money. Oh, what does chat say? Very cool, very jealous. Yes, you should be jealous, because I'm amazing and on brand at all times. And also, you'll notice that martial arts is offensive for having everything in either black, red, or blue. If they're feeling jazzy, they might have an orange or a green. Pretty much no one uses purple as their signature color. And I could go into color theory and why I understand that happens, but as someone who wants to stand out and have a USP at pretty much all times, you guys are boring. So, like, especially for Taekwondo, where the colors of the Korean flag are like white, black, blue, red. Like, I get it, I do get it. But how are you standing out in a big crowd? Just like, how are you doing it? So putting all this away. Oh, there's a little patch there. Putting all this away here. So, at the end of my marathon show and tell, we have big. And I'm actually going to check like the frame for a minute to see if you can actually see that properly, because it's enormous. Let's see. Oh, that's interesting. The latency of the phone version of this stream is ahead on the latency of the desktop version of the stream. I guess because it's technically showing more data, but also I want to talk about how amazingly centralized that is on the phone stream if anyone's watching on mobile. That's kind of like impressive. So, got the drink out of the way from the very expensive object. So this is a dream duffel. It cost me £265 for the bag, £10 for shipping. Now, I might show the email exchange chain. These guys are amazing. They were incredible. So this brand of bag is designed by an American lady who, I can't remember her name right now, but I feel like it's Alyssa, but I don't know for certain. And this woman created this brand not quite 20 years ago, not quite sure when. She was a dance mom. We've all seen the show, we know the sort of thing that goes on. Taekwondo mums, I don't know if they are exactly the same as dance moms, but I imagine there's similar cattiness that goes on. Luckily, I'm not a parent, so I don't have to deal with that for the most part. But she would go to these dance competitions and she would need about 10 different bags for all the different costumes that her daughter would need. And then there's the makeup situation, and then there's finding a spot on the floor to get all dressed up and do your hair and look nice and pretty, and then also do your warm-ups, and then where's the mum gonna sit while we're just waiting? So she invented a bag that solves all the issues that arise for her dance competitions. And these are a lot of similar issues that arise for me as a Taekwondo competitor. Not exactly the same, but very similar. It's since been adopted by people in like the cosplay communities, drag queens, a lot of performance-based stuff, but like artistry performance, I mean, not like performance. And I'm hoping I could be the person to bring this to the martial arts world, and maybe you guys will like to sponsor me, because honestly, you're such a great business to order from. It would be really nice. So this bag has a lot of features. Specifically getting this one was a nightmare because they are an American-based company. I'm going to point out that this is an incredibly good quality item, because there were people in the comments and I was like, that is an expensive bag. But there are people who are in the comments of their TikTok like, I got mine 14 years ago and it still looks like it's in mint condition. And I'm like, you know what? That's reassuring. That if I can use this thing for 15 years, maybe 20 if it turns into bad nick, then I got my money's worth. Honestly, because that piece of shit that I had when I got my first ever Taekwondo bag, which you can't see because it's entirely off camera, my first ever one, cost like 30 quid, and it was like dead immediately, and it was ugly, and it was useless, and it was like but this particular design is limited edition. This is the Sparkle Dream duffel. They tend to do drops. They have a few like base colors that they always have, like plain black and stuff. But they have a few drops of like additions of designs. They tend to do them in black, blue, pink, and purple, which is rare because most people tend to do black, white, and pink if they do like a different color palette. But you know, dancers are fabulous people, so it gives you more variety. But this shade of purple, this is amethyst. They have pictures of a lighter purple one, which worried me because the UK version of the website, when you go on it, didn't have any evidence of this color existing. Didn't have the word amethyst anywhere. It had a couple listings that had purple on it, but most of the pictures were of the different colors of bags, like pink and blue. And then the one image that had some purple on it was of this light lilac-y color, whereas mine is more of deep violet, and they called this amethyst. So I thought that the UK didn't have it. However, the US website had this color on pre-order, and I was looking at this months ago. It took me like months. When I say I was looking for a new Taekwondo bag that could be both my kit bag for my normal kit and my overflow, but also be my checked luggage bag, so it's also my suitcase to take abroad, I needed a massive one, and I knew that. And it needed other criteria to fit as well. Like I need certain like pockets that I can put separate little bits in. And I was looking into that for weeks of physical time, months over the span of time, but weeks of literal hours I spent hunting. I was driving people around me mad. And I was like, this one's great, but it doesn't have this, and this one can't be shit, and this one wouldn't fit my equipment, and this one hasn't got a strap. And it's like a whole thing. It was an enormous problem. And then I found this, and it was only on the US website. So I emailed the US website, and I was like, what's going on with this? And I was, at this point, I was like, it's perfect. I'm in love with it. I want this bag. If I have to do what I did for my sparring equipment there, to go to an American I know and then get it shipped forward, and then there's no chance of returning it, I was like, if I have to do that, I will pay to do that, because at this point I'm already paying like almost 300 quid for a bag. Like, just do it. Just get me the bag. And they were like, whoa, 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 wait a minute. We know that the UK should be stocking this. Have you emailed the UK? And I go, yes, I haven't had a reply. And then they go, okay, right, well, this was around the holidays we were having this conversation as well. So it was basically like, you reach out to them, and then when I was like, they haven't reached out to me, can I just order it? I just want to order it because it's pre-order and I need it to have it by February. And if it's coming from America, I don't know how long it's going to take to ship such a large item from America. So like, can I just have it? Can I just buy it? And they were like, whoa, 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 we will contact the UK. And it turns out that the UK website is having a lot of technical issues. Now, I am a digital marketer. I do websites by trade sometimes, on occasion, amongst other things. And it was kind of weird because a lot of the details were messed up, and it was like the only thing that indicated that this was the bag I wanted was the name of the product title. And even then it just said purple, it didn't say amethyst. And I was like, is that? The images, I've already told you what the images were, but the product description as well was talking about their purple leopard design, which is a different bag, which is also a limited edition one, I think. It also looks pretty cute, but it's not perfect for me like this one. With the sparklies, you know? So I was like, is it definitely this one? Is this link on this page? If I buy this, I get this exact bag. And they were like, yes. So that took months. And we were talking about patches. So like I was saying, I got the embroidered patches. I got it for the bag. So on the top, I have my DebbersDo one. And then there's another one over here I'll show you in a minute on this side, which has my DibDab Digital QR code. So when I'm like on the move, people can see it. And I feel like that's a great idea because people are only gonna like scan one or the other. But when you're out in the wild, more people are likely to need like marketing information. So that's the one that's more visible when it's on the side being rolled because it has wheels. And then this one is more like in the dojang when my bag is like sat down next to everyone else's sparring bags. This is the more easily visible one. So I thought about the UX of this as I've made this. But I got these patches done separate from an Etsy seller called Fong Patches, I think. Fong is in Fong. Fong something or other. I'll link everything. I'll link everything when I post the proper video. It's gonna be a lot of links, and none of them will be affiliate links. So again, sponsors accepted. Yeah. So these are the patches. So I'm gonna go through the features of this bag because we're in the home stretch now. We're almost there. So they have D-rings on the outside, which are here. Now I'm wondering if I separately bought like a very heavy industry shoulder strap. Could I have a shoulder strap? It's a bit too big to consider putting on my shoulders, but in theory I maybe could. But I'm gonna use these as like accessory things. So I have my keychains that I design and sell on my website here. Like my glove one. I don't know if you can see it because like, yeah, here, like this one. I make these, hi. And I sell those. So I was thinking I could like loop a couple on if I don't see them as disruptive to the aesthetic at this point. But also I was thinking, because I do this in the competition hall, and the amount of times I have seen, admittedly mainly children, but not always children, I've seen people lose their medals. Because you just like, you do the division, like sometimes it's like, oh, we're gonna do patterns, okay, great, well done everyone, patterns, medals, go put them away, go get your gear on, come right back, we're gonna do it right now, go, go, go. And it's like people just throw their medals down, and then it goes into the pile amongst everyone else. So I was thinking I could loop my medals into these D-rings to sort of almost psychological intimidation as well, you know, be like, look, she's winning, oh no. So I will also be able to keep track of them if I loop them through, and I feel like that's a good idea. So there's that. On the bottom here, there's a very sturdy loop looking thing. It kind of looks like a handle, but it's actually more like a kickstand because you can lift this thing up and it becomes a wheelie suitcase. Now, remember how I said the loop here for the luggage loop is a bit less useful because this very fancy handle is actually too wide to put this on. But that's fine because there are very few instances where I'm going to need all of this room for my Taekwondo equipment and suitcase and luggage, and then also an MMA bag. The MMA bag is a separate thing. This is a short-term plan, and it's like very niche gear that I'm going to need for other instances. So the MMA bag doesn't really matter. I've put it away now, but the rucksack is wide enough that it should quite easily loop on. It's a little taller than the handle, so maybe my hand will feel a bit weird, but I imagine if I'm tired enough, I won't care about that because it means the rucksack won't be on my back. And that's awesome. So you can see on the underside here, it's got not just like little like textures, it's got actual like barriers and platforms to separate you from the floor. It's got these hard corners because it is a duffel. It's not a suitcase. It's not a shell. It's like a framework of very rugged fabric within a shell. Not within a shell, within a frame. But it's like, this says DD on it. This is Dream Duffel. The handle says Dream Duffel. There's a nice little pattern on the handle. All of the little screw caps, you know, like to cover the screw heads, they say Dream Duffel. There's another thing here, like the zipper has the logo on the embossed on the zipper. It's really well made, honestly. This is a handle. You can pick it up. It's very light, obviously, because it's empty right now. I think the listing said it's 15 pounds when empty, which I don't know what that is in kilos, but it's light. It's very light. You can't quite see it until I tilt it. But this is a little port. It comes with cables as well, and it's got different ports. It's a little outdated. It's got a normal USB 3 or USB 2, I don't know. Like a normal USB, like a full-sized one. And then it's got a micro USB. So for USB-C or like any other ones, you would need an adapter. So that's a little outdated, but it's still totally functional. My portable battery is actually equally outdated, so it's compatible, so it doesn't matter. Plus I have a million adapters for various things. But through into the inside, there's like a little pocket and cable where you can put a power bank. So you don't need to take your power bank out. It can stay securely in the bag to use it. And that's an option, and it's great. On the front, you will very clearly see some pockets. And this one is, I'm going to move this. This one is very cute. It's like a little satchel bag all on its own. Battery, yeah, battery, good. Just going to zip my thingy up because I feel like my zipper's falling. Yeah, so this is a little satchel bag all on its own. It's got a flap, and this is almost certainly where I'm going to put my belt because I can roll it up into a coil and it fits. And it's also where I'm probably going to put my license, unless I put that on the inside pocket, because there are inside pockets. I'm going to do that there. And then this one has a zipper. Why is it different, you ask? That is because this one is a fully, you can't really see from this angle, I imagine, but it's a fully insulated snack pocket. And it's so big on the, this is the medium size. This is not the small. They have a small, a mini. The mini is like a single column. It's like half of the mini. This is the medium. They warn you on the large that it's considered oversized by basically every airline. This is considered oversized by the airline I booked to go to Brussels, so I'm gonna have to pay for more for this one on Brussels Airlines. But it's a whole lunchbox of a snack pocket, so there's no concern there. And this is great actually, because on local competitions, probably not a thing I'm gonna be doing for on a plane, but for local competitions, I tend to like go and get snacks once I'm immediately off the train before I go to my accommodation for the night. So I have to carry that with all my overnight and sparring gear and stuff. And like, this is a nice dedicated little pocket for it. And a lot of these places don't have fridges. So this is nice for that reason. Okay, opening up the main compartment of the Dream Duffel. We open the flap. I'm just gonna say the sparkles, it looks a lot like my Doc Martens I had where the sparkles came off. I'm running my hands over it and it's weird because you can kind of feel the texture. There's no protective layer, but I've not had a single speckle of glitter come off yet anywhere. So I don't know what material this is, but it's magic. The flap has its own zipper section again. Due to the construction of this and the fact that it's not a hard shell suitcase, I might recommend putting something soft in here to sort of pad and reinforce in case it gets stacked in transit in any way. On the inside, I've clipped it on now so you really can't see it, but I have a Galaxy tracking tag 2 on the inside D-rings. This is where the video editing is going to come into play more because I can't really tip it out at certain angles. But on the inside, it's got a massive open compartment. Like I know a contortionist and she could fit in here. Literally a child could fit in here, an animal could fit in here. You know, you joke about people like coming away on your holiday with you by going in your suitcase. It like actually, like I'm not gonna go in it, but like if I try, I feel like I could go in it. I don't want to, but I feel like I could. So we've got pockets, mesh pockets that are divided and line the entire side. Got Velcro so you can like have slightly bigger stuff. I might put my theory books and things in here. or my first aid kit, and that's like organized on the side. We've got on this side, we've got them as well. This is where the cable for the charger leads to, so this is probably where my power bank would go. And then we've got, not quite the same, not a mesh pocket, but like a, where is it? Like a zippered pocket here. Where's the zip there? I've lost it. There it is, zippered pocket. And I'm not entirely sure what this is intended for. It feels like another shoe flap, probably, with the material. And then this is all Velcroed. It does peel away because they have a video on their YouTube channel about how to like maintain the frame, because over time it will inevitably warp a little bit. But this is the thing that makes this like a dance-focused bag now I'm going to show you. But it actually does have benefits for martial artists, and I will tell you for why. So you move this out of the way. And then you have another one over here. And then you have a little thing that clips here. It's got its own dedicated rack. And they actually sell scrunchies, so you can have color on this bar. Oh, it's still brand new, so it's very firm, not warped yet. But it also means it's hard to put in place. And you're not supposed to collapse this while it's got the bar on it, but like you would press this button to do it. And this is a very functional clothing rail. And the idea is that dancers can put all their costumes on it. They sell accessories that, you know, like outfit bags. And realistically, a big problem I have at Taekwondo competitions is I will like open my bag and then stuff is just spilled everywhere. I nearly lost my travel vlogging kit because it was out of my rucksack and it got moved under the bleachers and it got like lost and I had to go back to the venue one time. If I could like safely know where everything is because it doesn't leave the floor space of the bag itself, oh my God, my life would change. And I hope it will because I spent the money for it. So even if I didn't put the medals here, then maybe I could hang them on here and like loop them and, you know, display them like a cocky fuck. And also like I could put my dobok in a garment bag and hang it here. And they have accessories where it's like a hair accessories container. And I would love that because so many times I'm having to like run away to like do my hair so I can see my hair in the mirror, because for patterns especially, although other stuff too, you get marked down on like presentation scores. So I need like the smoothest ponytail ever with not a single strand of hair out of place. And having to go find a mirror to do that. There was one time where I was hogging the disabled bathroom sink and people were using the toilet because, you know, like leisure center toilets, they're constantly churning for competitions, it's endless. I don't know how they keep it with the toilet paper demand. But like the whole time I was hogging the sink and I was like, no, you use the sink. I just need the mirror because I just couldn't get my hair quite right. So if I could get like a little hair accessories bag to have my bobbles and my clips and the little attachment mirror, I can hang it on here. And the back, I'll get to the back, but there's a back pocket section where they have a stool pocket. And I will show you how that works in a second. But like, so you can have your own little design, like sit down and get ready station. I keep joking that some people should like start hairstylist businesses at competitions where they just braid, but like I could sit down and have a mirror and do my hair here, or I could get someone else to braid my hair here. I haven't bought a stool, but feasibly, you could hang it somewhere. And also while I'm traveling, there are many occasions where I'm like, my bag is a mess because like, here's the dirty stuff and here's the clean stuff. And like, I can't access it, so I have to like dig in, but I can just bring hangers now. And I have my own little travel wardrobe for when I'm moving about, and it's great. So that's the main feature of the Dream Duffel that makes it unique. Which I don't know any bag that does it. There are obviously like, other bags have stolen this idea, where they have like drop shipped and like plagiarized ideas. God. Obviously nothing stays unique forever and small businesses have their ideas stolen all the time. But this was the OG, and it's amazingly good quality compared to all the flimsier things. Weirdly, getting this back in place on the bar rack is more difficult than anything else. But it's because it's like a nice made-to-form clip, so you have to get it just right. Yeah, so that's all the inside-y stuff. If you want it to come down, you just press here. And in my guerrilla filmmaker mind, I want to work out how I could adapt this to hold like a monopod, like hold my travel vlogging camera. But we'll work that out another day. We'll use it as intended for a while first. And I'll just take my travel tripod with me. Close this flap up. And then if I wheel it up and rotate here, I don't know if you can still see that. Is anyone talking in chat about this? No, okay, we're fine, we're fine. So you can still see everything, right? Right? I'm gonna check the framing real quick. Yeah, you can still see that. Okay, that's fine. So on this side, we have what I've already described to you is the stool pocket, and I'm gonna clip this because it's bothering me. Okay, so here we have the stool pocket, and it's really tall because it's literally a foldy stool is intended to go in here. And you might be wondering, even if you have a compact stool, as like everyone's familiar with in drama studios, how does it actually fit? Because it's still pretty small, right? Well, you unzip this, and you've got this like half buckle thing here. Once you unzip it, you have a little extender cable. And the idea is that the top of the stool sits and it folds over and it clips in there. Now, how a martial artist could use this rather uniquely is very, very niche and was my own original thought, which is I have these things here called kama, which are dual wielding sickle axes, and I'm not great with them. I'm a very, very beginner level kama user. I've not even had a single class on it, entirely self-taught with YouTube videos. But I had an idea where if I were to compete in weapons, I could put these bad boys in here and then strap it over. And naturally I would need to tighten it a bit. But there you go, weapons pocket. Now that's how you should sponsor me. Because I got the big brain. So yeah, I am really, really quite chuffed with my super expensive bag purchase, which I posted a little teaser video on my Facebook, like my personal Facebook, not even my Facebook page, when I first had it arrive. And I had a few people call me being like, not call me, like call me out, I mean, in the comments being like, you're mental. I just got a suitcase for like £40 and it's like, yeah, but it's not this, is it? So that's my decision. Oh, also, final thing I'm going to mention once I put this away. So, I'm going to unclip this. Go in there. Zip. There's a pocket here, which I'm not sure how easily you can see it, but there's a little tiny pocket. It looks like one of those label tag flaps, but it also looks like what you hide the handle in. But the handle's here, right? So this is a wider than normal luggage handle, but this is like the normal width for luggage handle concealment would be. Like I have one like this on my other rucksack, not my rucksack, my other suitcase. But the handle's here, so I was like, it's not that. So is it an ID card label slot? And I don't think it is, because when you unzip it, it's completely flat, but it's got like a little mesh pocket in it. And I don't know what it's meant to be for. It wasn't listed on the features on the website. I didn't discuss with it when I talked to the staff. By the way, shout out to Jocelyn, who like dealt with the majority of my back and forth on the American team. But like, I don't know what it's for. I don't know what I'm going to use it for. Maybe it's intended for tracking tags. Who knows? Oh yeah, that's what I haven't covered yet is tags. So I talked about my Google tag that I got. What is it? So I'll get the boxes. Originally, I was going to use Tile, which is a very popular brand. How high am I don't know. Originally, I was going to use Tile, which was a little bit cheaper, which is why I went for it inherently. It's nice because it's got little features where I later learned it's only paywalled, not inherently part of it. But if you like tap the tag, then it can ping back to your lost phone, for example. It works 2 ways. It's got loads of fancy features. But I then realized it only works on the network of if someone else in the vicinity has the Tile app, which the whole reason I got this sort of thing is in case my luggage doesn't make it onto my flight with me. So I'm not going to be near it to have my phone ping off of it. So I'm relying on someone else in the airport having the Tile app. Now, that's an increased chance to just in the wild on a country road somewhere, but not the staff. I don't think the staff have that app very often, and they're the ones handling the luggage. So we're returning this, and instead I got the Samsung Galaxy Smart Tag 2, which is on the inside of the bag already, and I've clipped it on, so I'm not removing it, where it pings off any Samsung phone or Samsung Galaxy phone, you know, to a certain generation, which, although is still a bit risque, much higher likelihood of that being available in the network in the vicinity. So I'm really happy with that one. It works for Androids of all varieties. And then my final little addition is got a TSA lock. I got 2 of them. I'm wondering if I'm going to put the other one on my rucksack. Might do for when I fly. They are a little rope one, because this Dream Duffel doesn't have a lockable section. And like, if you're, like, again, I have debates on like, I have something worth stealing. But like, it goes through the zipper, where on like the big one, where is it? Da-da-da. Like these two, it goes through the actual zipper itself, not the zipper handles. But it fits and it's great and it's color coded, even though it's a little lighter than normal. It's purple. My rucksack actually has an intended lockable section, so we'll see if I use that one or the intended lock it came with. But yeah, done that. So that is all my new gear. I went through a lot of stuff, a lot of trauma to get all this equipment, and I have gone to great personal sacrifice to actually find it all, research it all, make it coordinate, let alone buying it. Like I make a decent amount of money from my job. I'm a good professional in my field, but I don't earn consistently. I do a lot of contract-based work, client work, fixed-term, part-time contracts. So like I don't really have consistent revenue at any point, even from my business. So this was a real investment on my part. And I do think I have put a lot of work in. I could justify getting a sponsor or two, which I'm talking a lot about it. Nothing in this video is sponsored so far, so please don't flag me. But like in the future, if you'd like to retroactively pay me back for this stuff, that would be nice. Final thing I'm going to do before I turn off this stream, this mega long stream, which the first hour of which is only going to be pre-recorded because I didn't press a button. But the final thing I'm going to do is I actually have Taekwondo class tomorrow, which is why I've stayed up so late talking about all this stuff, because this is going to be the dry run of taking this to class. Might have to go on the train because my classmate who gives me a lift says that her tire's blown out. I know it'll fit. Not an argument, it's going to fit. But we're going to get an idea of how well it fits, because I need all my equipment to go in it, as well as my suitcase overnight travel stuff. Not gonna put in the old equipment. Like I almost never use it at class, so like if this is the one class I need the spare equipment, then that's just like, that's not my responsibility, it's not my class, I'm just a student. But like the older stuff is getting a wipe down before it goes in the new stuff. But we can put all the new stuff in there because I need to break in this new equipment, and we're doing sparring tomorrow because Salem is coming to class as a little guest visit. So we're going to put this all in here and we're going to see how much free space we have. And although I imagine I'm going to get sick of the mesh bags over time, we'll humour it, we'll do it for now. We'll do all the big grand unveil at class because there's no way they're watching this live stream right now. Okay, so I can already tell there's going to be so much free space, it's going to be like wild. Okay, put this in the mesh bag. Yeah, so I do want a new gum shield. I'm gonna have to put the old gum shield in the new bag, and that's bothering me. But no, because if I put the new one in and just get another new one, then I'll have to buy it soon. I'll have to remold it tonight, and I don't want to do that. So we're gonna put the old gum shield in for now, and we're gonna have a little strop about it. My voice is so hoarse. I know I can talk a lot, but I don't think I've ever talked so long uninterrupted before in a good, I was gonna say this year, but like in a year, more than. So here we go. So that's already the hands, feet, and helmet, and it's not even half full. And let's get the forearm guard and the shin guards. Wrap it all up in a little bundle. Like that. Where is it at? Where is it at? That's a bit less coherent, but it's fine. We'll just put it on in the side here, because it fits. And that's like, that's so much space. Like, that's not even optimum configuration. That's so much space. Oh my god. Like, so if we just compare, like, I don't know how much you can see, but like, that's how full it is so far. And the stuff that I will be putting in it once it's wiped down more. These gloves aren't going to be in it by default. These are staying in the overflow kit bag at home. This is my gum shield. I'm gonna put the gum shield in a little Velcro pouch for now, just there. I do need to take that with me. So the WT stuff, once it's washed, is going in there. I've got those forearm guards there now, so I don't need the glossy ones. They're for the overflow. My 14 ounces. So we've got my default kit is my kick boots, my open palm gloves, my helmet, my shin guards, which are also grouped with some forearm guards that are equally new, like single use new. We are going to have my 14 ounces, my 12 ounces, my WT kit, which is basically socks. Don't really want to put the groin guard in there. Like, it's the just in case kit, so like maybe, yeah, but like just look at how little space that takes compared to how much is left. And then like I would still have like clothes and stuff and like other competitions, and I'm still taking the rucksack. The rucksack is still 45 liters. I could put all the clothes in the rucksack if I wanted, with my laptop and my travel vlogging kit. Like, it's not a problem. So yeah. Anything else I need in there for tomorrow? No. Belt. Other stuff is negotiable. Oh yeah, I forgot. In addition to the normal hand wraps that I got given, Stephen equally gave me some quick wraps, but I don't need those, so they live in the overflow bag for now. Theory books we'll do another time. Just for class tomorrow, what I need. We got my belt. Choose my second damn belt. Let's see if it fits in the intended place. Let's put it in here. Perfect. This bag is in fact more empty than full right now, which is wild to me because I'm so used to it being overflowing, bursting. I'm probably going to feel excessive at points bringing this to like regular classes or to seminars. But like when you've got like a guest student you didn't expect, or like you need some extra kit, I'm normally the person who has it ready and waiting to go, so I don't really have any shame about that. And this is a competition, but they're like walking into the competition hall, I want to make a statement. Walking into a normal class, my existence kind of makes its own statement because like I apparently am a weirdo. But like I've got enough self-confidence that coming with a particularly big bag doesn't bother me, especially because I once saw someone bring a bag to a competition that had weapons in it as well, and it was like a long, it was like a stilts bag, but it had sparring kit in it, and it was like 6, 7, maybe even 8 foot long. Not particularly thick, but it wasn't like configured like this amazing monstrosity. It was just like a long tube with a single zip, and it was just a container sock. I don't know. So yeah, so I'm taking this to class tomorrow. I'm gonna check chat one last time while I'm done. Want drink, thirsty. Terrified of this getting just stained on the floor, but you know, I'll probably baby for a little bit and then wipe it down a lot. Worth it. Yes, thank you very much. It is worth it. I think so, assuming it survives the trip. So yeah, thank you very much. Hope you have enjoyed this mega kit review. I will be uploading the edited version for anyone who missed it, and for the bit at the beginning that everyone missed because of technical issues. But I recorded it, so it's fine. Don't know when it'll be posted, but also I keep an eye out for upcoming updates about Ultra MMA, because I am fundraising for a very good cause at the Anderson Center. But more detail about that in another video. That wasn't really what this was about, but it contributed to it. So thank you very much. Have a nice day. Subscribe.